Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I thought I would sit down, play with a bunch of new makeup products that I have not tried. I have not played with makeup in a while because it is 10 billion degrees here in Alabama and makeup and that heat do not go well together. So I figured today I would sit down. I have a bunch of new products to try out, not necessarily a full face of new products, but I do have a bunch of new products to try out. So I figured I'd just sit down, play with makeup. My husband's at the movies with my brother right now, so I'm by myself. Don't have anything to do for the next couple hours, so I figured let's just sit down and play with makeup and see where this goes because I have a bunch of new stuff I wanted to try. So if you would like to see what all I use, just keep watching. Okay, so the first product I'm going to use is going to be the Tarte Mermaid Skin Hyaluronic H2O Serum. I'm going to use this instead of a moisturizer today. I do have a clean face. I just washed my face, but I do have brows on already because it takes 10 million years to do my brows, so I just went ahead and put them on. So this is a very gel-like consistency. It's very fast absorbing as well, and it's kind of tacky, so I feel like this is going to go pretty well with makeup. Just because it is tacky, it's going to help my product stay on my face. It doesn't smell like anything. I can't really tell if it's hydrating because it did dry so I have an eyelash in my eye, but because it dried so fast, I'm not sure if it's hydrating because now it kind of feels like there's nothing on my face at all, which is a little strange, but I don't know. I guess we shall see how that works out in just a few minutes. Okay, so I have two new eyeshadow palettes that I would like to play with today. I don't know if I'm going to play with both of them, but I have the Norvina palette and I have the ILuvSarahii and Dose of Colors collab. This is beautiful, and this is as well. I've never tried Dose of Colors shadows before, so I'm kind of leaning towards maybe using some of these and then maybe going in with the Norvina palette as well. I don't know, we'll just play with it and see how this goes. So I'm going to prime my eyes first with the normal Urban Decay Shadow Potion. This is my favorite. It's been a long day. This is my favorite eyeshadow primer. It always has been. So I'm just going to take a Luxie 239 brush and just kind of blend that out over my eyelid. I've seen a lot lately that people are starting to not set their eyeshadow primer anymore. Because, I mean, I do see where they're coming from, that it does kind of defeat the purpose of having that primer down for the shadows to stick to. But I feel like if I don't set this, it is going to be a disaster. I feel like it is going to be really a hard time to blend out. So I don't think I'm going to be hopping on that trend today. I love that primer. Alright, let me see if there's a shade I can set my lid with in here. There's a base. Perfect. So I'm going to go in with this brush that comes with the Norvina palette. Just if I don't drop it on the floor. I'm just going to go in with the brush that comes with the Norvina palette, and I'm going to go in with the shade Base. And I'm just going to take that all over my lid just to set everything down. And that's just a shade that's super similar to my skin tone. Okay, so I don't know if y'all, I mean, of course y'all would, well, maybe not some of my viewers. If you're not big into makeup, you probably don't know this, but there was a huge controversy with the Anastasia Subculture palette, which is the last palette they came out with before this one, I believe. No, Prism. It was Subculture, I just don't remember when it came out, but there was a lot of controversy with the fact that these shadows, you would dig your brush into them and they would just fall to pieces everywhere. This one is kind of doing that. I don't know how well you're gonna be able to see that, but there's a lot of fallout on that shadow. Let me zoom you in some so you can see my eyes. Okay, so there was quite a bit of fallout on that one, which, I mean, no, that does not bother me, just because, I mean, as long as the shadow performs well, I don't care. So now I'm going to go in, this is a new brush. I got this in my BoxyCharm this past month, and this is an Alamar Cosmetics brush. It does not have a name on it, but it's just a fluffy crease brush. And I think I'm going to go in with this shade in the Dose of Colors palette. This is going to be the shade Loungy, I believe. I never know how to convert the palette when they're on the back like that. I just wish everybody would put the shadow names on the front, but it's okay. So I'm going to go in with the shade Loungy. It's just a light peachy orange shade, and I'm going to use that as my transition color. That's a really, really pretty transition shade. It's super light, and I don't feel like this brush is doing what I need it to, so I'm going to actually swap my brush over to my favorite brush that I always use for blending, just because I don't really like how that one's performing. This is the Luxie 205 tapered blending brush. This is my favorite crease brush of all time. And I don't think I'm going to go too dramatic today, just because I'm not putting on lashes, because I mean, I'm honestly fixing to just take this right back off, if we're being honest here. Okay, so this shade is super, super, super light, so it probably would not show up very well on darker complexions, but it is working fantastic as a transition shade, just because it is a lighter shade and it's blending out very well as well. And there's almost no fallout with this shadow at all. There's nothing coming out in the pan or anything like that. Okay, so I think that's good for the transition shade. Now I'm going to go in with, I think I'm gonna go in with Eccentric. I think I'm gonna go in with Eccentric from the Anastasia palette, and that's this one right here. This orangey shade. I'm going to go in with that now in my crease, and I'm just going to have that and bring it just a little bit lower than that other shade. And what I'm going to do with this shade is, because I am seeing that it's doing the same thing, I'm going to kind of pack it on this outer corner here, so that way I can get most of the pigment here, and then I'm just going to drag it inward as I run out of product on the brush, just so that way most of the pigment is here on this outer corner, and that'll kind of make it look like you're using several shadows when you're really not, just because it is going to be darker over here. And you see it kind of looks like I already have another shade in here, just because I packed that on first. I'm just going to work with that until it looks how I want it to. That's pretty. I like that orange. Okay, so I'm going to do the same to the other eye, of course. Oh, it has been a minute since I put on makeup. It's just been so hot here in Alabama, and I finally have my skin not breaking out, and it's actually even, and it's looking the way I want it to. And of course it's not perfect, but it is definitely going in the direction I want it to, and I just don't want to mess that up by putting on makeup and then sitting out in the heat and causing a breakout. was really pretty. Okay, so I think I'm going to do a halo eye. So I'm actually going to go in with the Anastasia brush that comes in the palette, because her brushes that come in this palette are actually pretty nice. They're definitely not like cheapo crap brushes. So I'm going to go in with that same eccentric shade, coat the brush pretty well, and then I'm going to tuck it in right here and pat it and then blend it into this inner corner, so that way it kind of matches what we just did on that outer corner. And it's going to kind of round the eye off just a little bit more, so that way we have that more halo effect going on. And these shadows are blending so well. Yeah, it's not taking weird to any patches or anything like that. It's blending very, very well. And I'm trying to leave that inner right here as blank as possible. That way when I go in with whichever shade I decide on the lid, that way it'll kind of stand out and take to that primer and stand out pretty pigmented. Okay, so I'm kind of noticing that as I pack it onto my inner corner and blend it, it's turning a little darker, which, I mean, I can even that out. I just pack it a little bit more onto the outer corner as well, but it is turning just a little bit darker as I'm adding more pigment to it. It still looks fine though. It looks fine. Okay, so I'm gonna do the same thing. Like, it's turning like a darker shade in that inner corner. And it's just blending a little darker as I'm trying to blend it out more. I don't know why my camera keeps going out of focus, but it's really getting on my nerves. Okay, they look pretty even. Now I'm going to go in with a smaller blending brush. I'm going to go in with an orangey shade right here from the ILuvSarahii and Dose of Colors palette. And I'm going to kind of blend that into the outer corner and into this crease right here, just to kind of give it that more red toned look. Oh, that is beautiful. That shadow is absolutely stunning. I'm going to try and keep this one as low as possible and just blend it back and forth right into that crease. I feel like this Dose of Colors palette will complement green eyes very, very well, because it does have these warm toned reds and stuff, and it has a gold and then a really beautiful emerald green, which I really, really want to use today. I think I may. I said I was not going to go dramatic, and then whoop, boom, here we are talking about doing a freaking emerald green halo eye. Okay, so that's looking really pretty. I'm going to go over and do it on the other eye now. And if you can see, I'm kind of flicking my brush outwards to give it this more winged out look, because I really like a good winged out shadow, because my eyes do are kind of downturned a little bit on the corners. I like to make them look like they're up. Okay, so now that I've got that pretty much laid on where I want it, I'm going to go back in with that peachy shade from the Dose of Colors palette that we went in first, and just kind of lightly blend that over the edges, just to make sure everything is nice and blended together and I have no harsh lines anywhere. Okay, so I feel like I want to go in with that emerald green on the inner corner, and I said on the inner lid, and I said I was not going dramatic because I didn't want to put on lashes, but this is just what we're working with right now. I think I'm going to go for it and just go in with the green. So I'm going to go in with this super small brush here by the Vintage Company. This is the Step 3 brush. And I'm going to go back in. I'm going to take this eyeshadow primer, put some on the back of my hand, and I'm going to go in with this little bitty brush and kind of carve out where I want that halo eye to be. So I'm going to tilt my head back, look down, and just pat onto my lid. Okay, so I'm back because I am going in a completely different direction totally, and I thought I'd bring you along for this journey. So I've decided to no longer do a halo eye. I have cut my crease, and I'm going in with this green, and I'm going to put that over my entire lid just because it is so stunning. I'm absolutely in love with this green. So I'm very precisely going in as straight on that line as possible because I do want it to be a more cut crease. And the shade I am seeing it does have quite a bit of fallout when you're blending, but that is because it is such a high shimmer shade. There is a lot of glitter in this shade, so you do just need to be careful. I would recommend using this shade before face makeup, which I always do that anyways. I always do my eyes first. So I have that green laid down now. I do have a liner that I can use, but I don't think I'm going to today, just because it scares me, and I don't really know if I want to cover this up with a liner. So now I'm just kind of blending over the edge of that green into this red so that way it all flows together. And that looks... Let me just zoom you in so you can see this. I mean, look at that green. That's so stunning. Okay, so I think what I'm actually going to do is take a brush like this ILuvSarahii Cosmetics brush. Where are you at? This one right here. I think I'm actually going to take this ILuvSarahii Cosmetics brush. I'm going to go in with this stunning dark black that has glitter reflex in it in this palette, and I'm going to put that as close. There's a lot of fallout on this one, so definitely be careful. I'm going to put that as close to my lash line as possible, just to kind of define it. Okay, so I do have a new primer to use. I'm going to go in with the CoverFX Blurring Primer. I've never tried this before, so I'm going to, ew, it kind of looks like Professional a little bit. So I'm going to go in with that and push that through here. It's doing a very good job of blurring my pores. A very good job, and it has a bit of a tint to it, so it's kind of evening out my skin tone as well. I'm just making sure to push this in everywhere. I mean, that looks pretty good. So for foundation today, I am going to try out the, you probably just saw it in my last video, I'm going to try out the Shameless 24-Hour Youthful Look Foundation by Marc Jacobs, because I've been super excited to try this. So I'm just going to take it and put it on the back of my hand. I don't know if you're supposed to put this on with a beauty blender or a brush. I'm going to go in with a beauty blender just because I never use a brush to put my foundation on. So I'm not going to start now. So I'm just going to pounce this. I like this already. It looks very skin-like. Wow. So skin-like. Wow, I really like that so far. I'm going to use a little bit of Fix Plus to wet my beauty blender down some because it is getting a little dry on me. But I mean, the color match and everything is beautiful. And it comes in 29 shades, so that's a pretty good shade range. I don't know what the colors are because I have not looked, like I said, so I'm not sure if it goes to deep skin or what. But 29 shades is a lot, and I think Marc Jacobs is pretty inclusive. I mean, I'm not positive, but I think they are. Wow. That looks so good. I mean, it looks just like my skin. Like, that looks so good. So that, so far, our first impressions is going wonderful because I'm liking everything. Okay, so I don't think I have a new concealer. I have the Disappearing Ink concealer, but I think it is too dark. Yes, it is way too orange. You can't see that. It's way too orange to use as a concealer. So I'm just going to go in with my normal concealer that I always use, and that is going to be the Nars Radiant Creamy, and this is in the shade Chantilly. Highlight my forehead, down my nose. Okay, and for contour today, I have a product I have used a couple of times off camera, but I've never used it on camera. So I think I'm going to use that today to contour, just because, like I said, it's not something I normally use to contour. I've recently found it and started using it. Okay, so for contour today, I'm going to go in with the Anastasia contour kit, contour stick, in the shade Fawn. And I'm just going to use this to my forehead. I just do a line like that. And then I will come back to my nose in a moment. I have noticed with this that you don't, I mean, of course I wouldn't to go have a meal without blending it out first, but I have noticed that you can let it sit for a few minutes before blending and it still blends out like a dream. Yes, Laguna bronzer and this Aesthetica P12 brush, and I'm going to go ahead and set that into place and deepen it up just a little bit. And I'm making sure just to get right in that hairline with that bronzer so it looks as natural as possible. This is my favorite bronzer of all time. A little bit. Just go right. Oh no, I used the wrong shade. No. This is Mink. Oh, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do here. On a tip. And right there. And then I'm going to go in with a little bit of Chantilly. Put it right here. Right here. And just blend all that out. And that shade in Fawn, it looks so good. Okay, I'm trying to think if I have any new highlighters. Okay, so no new powder, so I just went in with my Too Faced Ethereal setting powder, this normal one that I always use. But I do have a new blush, so while I'm baking, I'm going to go ahead and apply my blush. This is the Laura Geller Baked Blush in Brighten in the shade Tropic Hues. I think it's the shade. I don't know. I got this in BoxyCharm this month. So I'm just going to go in with this fluffy blush brush. Oh, wow. I don't know how well that's coming off on camera, but it's adding a really, really pretty golden hue to my cheeks. Almost like I've already highlighted. And that is gorgeous. That's really, really pretty. Wow. Okay, and I did not have a new highlighter either, so I'm just going to go in with my normal glow kit. This is the Sugar Glow Kit, and I'm going to go in with the shade Starburst, which is my all-time favorite. Just apply that just to the tops. And mix with that blush, because this has like a peachy hint to it, and that blush is more of a peachy coral as well. It looks really good. Okay, so I'm going to bake off. I'm going to just brush away my bake. Blend it all in together. Okay, so for the rest of the eyes, I do have a new eyeliner, and it is in the shade Torch from Urban Decay, and I feel like it would look stunning with this look. So I'm going to tightline my waterline with that. It's just a really pretty orange. I think I'm just going to blow out that lower lash line with that coral shade again, or the orangey shade from in here. So let me go apply that, and I will be back. Okay, so I'm back. The lower lash line is looking smoky. Like when I said I didn't want to do nothing dramatic. I'm going to curl my lashes because I do have a new mascara I want to try. I did not even highlight my nose. Where am I? Okay, so I'm going to choose the Sephora, wherever it is. The new Sephora. I don't know if this is new actually. I just got this in my BoxyCharm. I mean in my Sephora Play box, as you saw in my last video. This is the Lash Craft, I think, mascara. I just got mascara on my eyeshadow. Great. Like, it's really stringy. That is not supposed to clump up, and I mean, it's really not. It's doing a pretty good job of keeping them pretty separated. I'd say it's a pretty good mascara. I'm here for it. It is on the thicker side though. I mean, this is making my lashes almost not need falsies, but you know me. It wasn't comfy at all. I kind of like that actually. Okay, so scratch lashes, because I cannot seem to find my lash scissors, so we're just gonna go without them today. I am gonna go in with a new lipstick though. It is by Hank & Henry in the shade Petal Pusher, and it's the matte liquid lipsticks. This packaging is just to die for. I think it looked really pretty with the lip. I mean the look. Oh my god, it smells like cake. That shade is pretty. It's a little bit on the drier side. Like, it's not as liquidy. I mean, it feels really nice. So I like that as well. Oh, well, that is never any good. And I mean, okay, so it is a little sticky, but nothing bad. It's not separating weird. Okay, so the last new item I have is the Dose of Colors ILuvSarahii lip gloss in the shade Brillo. And I'm just going to apply that to the center and Cupid's bow. That's gorgeous. So with this lip gloss, I've never tried Dose of Colors lip glosses. I have tried their liquid lipstick, and their regular lipstick, and I love it. I love everything Dose of Colors has. Never tried their lip gloss though, and this one is nice. Very pretty. It's like a clear gloss with flecks of gold in it, and you can kind of feel the glitter, but it's nothing terrible. So I really do like it. Dose of Colors is now available at Ulta as well, and I'm not sure if they still have that, if it's still in stock. If they do, I would recommend going to get it because it was really nice. Setting spray. I have a new setting spray to try out. It is the Super Goop Setting Mist. That smells like spray paint. Okay, so that's weird. So I'm just gonna ew. It smells like mint, like toothpaste. Okay, so I was about to say that there was nothing here that I did not like, but that is a no-go. That smells like straight up peppermint. Ew. I hate peppermint anything. Alright guys, so I think that's it for today's face. I really like how this look turned out. It kind of sucks that I'm not going anywhere. I'm honestly about to just go hop in the shower and take all this right back off. So, but it gave me a chance to play with makeup a little bit, and I do really like all the products I have used today except for that setting spray. I would recommend everything, especially that foundation, because it is looking so good. So if you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and if you want to see more videos like this, make sure you let me know in the comments down below, or if you have any other suggestions, just let me know. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to my channel because we're almost to 100 subscribers, and we will see you in the next video. Bye!